Feature Friday.
The freshest.
So the Grammys happened. Well, my voice went really weird. Here's some of the best and some of the, Can you bleep me?
Yes.
Moments. See, let's start with the best, but then we'll go on to the worst because it's sort of both intertwined. BTS. They didn't win, but some real cool stuff happened, and we'll address the winning bit or not winning bit in a moment. Let's have a look at the performances and stuff like that.
This whole section was
Sick.
so freaking cool.
Yeah, it's my favorite bit of the performance.
No, I like the jacket moment. Oh!
Jimmy.
Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, transitions, right? It's just like bringing that whole spy thing from like every kid's dream, but like made into a reality.
So it trended on Twitter.
It's trending everywhere.
Yeah, like the spies.
Yeah, this is the best freaking part. This right here. Yeah.
Oh,
and now look, they pull it. It's like completely fine. So freaking awesome.
So that has to be one of the best dance breaks the Grammy has probably seen in a good while.
I think that whole performance has to be one of the best performances.
When was the last time you saw a group perform in this manner?
And to such extent, because obviously we have already seen the song done in so many ways,
times.
right? And in so many different settings, many remixes of the same song with different artists and different perspectives. So you can really tell that they took their time to think outside of the box and what they were gonna bring to the table.
There was also some moments, obviously, we get to see that Jin, I think, like broke his hand or some
Yeah. Oh no! When they were all arriving to take the initial pictures in the red carpet, he was hiding his hand the whole time. Actually, if you hadn't seen this section of the show, you probably wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
because he concealed it so well.
The nerves, mate, must be at 1,000%.
Yes, it's crazy. I think this is one of the most nerve-wracking type of performances that you could possibly be involved in, because it's not just only what it means to you as an artist, but
the people watching
you're performing for the people that you perhaps even modeled yourself to. So it's really wild. I could never even begin to imagine what it must be like.
Oh, you also got the moment, didn't you? V and Olivia.
Oh yes, we did. When I saw this on Twitter, I flipped.
A lot of people died, yeah. Because he flies in.
No. This is
the beginning.
Jungkook.
It's
Jungkook just
walking in.
Casually, dropping from the sky.
Flying.
He is no stranger to flying at venues, okay? Euphoria! Insert meme.
You are the cause of my euphoria.
What a joke, yeah. That's
yeah.
Big performance.
He's no stranger to the heights. Yes.
He loves it. Oh, shit.
Oh my god. Also, this man right here. This look. He had me in a chokehold. Yeah. I didn't even know.
Or I'm in a turn, gonna blaze on the glasses.
You're probably watching the Instagram pictures right now as we speak. The fact that those pictures even exist.
It's a clean look.
Am I tripping? Continue.
Clean look. And he suits it well as well.
Yes, sir. The biggest mystery in the music industry. What the hell did he say to her?
Let's go! What an intro, right? People must have been like, what the
I mean...
So that leads us to the elephant in the room. The winners, right?
Yes.
They didn't win. I don't understand how this bloody show operates.
I actually think majority of the common public
doesn't have a bloody clue.
Know.
So, Efra the detective, you have had a look at the terms of service. I'm only joking. The changes that they've done. So this year they did add 2 new categories because since 2013, actually since 2010, there was a big discussion that happened behind closed doors in the committee, which was what the does it mean that a song has to be sold and distributed in the US, solely in the US, to qualify for a Grammy, when now you have YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. So now it doesn't just have to be sold in the US and distributed in the US, because obviously you have these global platforms. Now, what I don't understand is, even though they have added 2 new categories, which is global music, and they've also added Latin Urban Grammy, right? Which
award,
is specifically just targeted at South American. And the thing about the Grammys is that they base it off of genres, right? So they have categories of genres. Pop, I mean, and that's like other questions like, what do you mean by pop? It's like, is it worldwide pop? You know, is it
the most popular, based on only solely popularity?
That leads us to this. The biggest track of last year and the year prior to that belonged to BTS, right? If you look at popularity-wise, numbers, streams,
Record-breaking
sales. It was all BTS, right? And they didn't win last year or this year, right? And I guess that the question was perhaps what song became more influential in the US, right? But that's actually not what the criteria of voting is. They vote on specific things, and everyone has a kind of criteria they go through. Like, I don't know if popularity is one of them. You would imagine it would be, but then if it would be a big factor into choosing who wins a Grammy, BTS should have won.
Are we the only ones that are completely baffled by the voting system?
So most people are surprised that they didn't win.
Yeah.
Because they are the biggest pop group at the moment.
It's causing a lot of commotion on the social medias.
Yes. So anyways, let's find out who won. Album of the year was We Are. I've never heard that album. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Honestly?
No idea. I've never heard that album. No disrespect. I just haven't heard it.
Me neither.
So I have this. It's the same with like the Oscars. Some movies win that I'm like, no one knows who that this movie is. Nobody does. And guess what? No one liked it. You know, so how did that win? How did that win the yellow gold man?
Well, by the way, he's not,
He's like that. He's like the Statue of Liberty.
No, he's not. He's not. It's just a golden man with...
Oh, so that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, represents how good some of those movies were. Stiff. Anyways, who else won?
Pop
duo
duo
performance.
Which is the only category where BTS was nominated.
Kiss Me More won, Doja Cat and Ziza.
Yes.
We've done a review of that song. Not bad. It's a good song. It's actually really
It's a great song.
catchy. It did make a huge impact, thanks to TikTok. And
I think that's where all of it lies. Like, the impact it had on social media.
And then we saw the new artist winner.
Oh, yes.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia
I think
Rodrigo.
out of those nominations, that's probably the fairest in terms of popularity and kind of impact. I would have liked to see Phineas get his due.
Yeah.
It would have been really good.
And it's not just popularity. I think it was the record-breaking year that Olivia Rodrigo had.
Yeah, it was just consistency and everything she made did really well. Number one non-stop.
The crazy thing is, she came out with Driver's License, and it absolutely knocked it out of the park. Yeah. And it could have been a one-off, especially the fact that she's so young and everything's so new. This is her first ever debut, per se, as a successful artist. But then she dropped Sour.
Did really well, yeah.
Every single track in that album absolutely charted everywhere. A lot of credit to that.
Oh, Record of the Year. Leave the Door Open. I have to say,
Xoxo.
Out of some of the good stuff that happened, and I hope you show this, xoxo continue to prove what I think. They are probably right now the best live band show you can watch.
Mm-hmm. That whole album, gosh.
Live, I think they are the best. The live arrangements of the songs, they're fucking incredible.
Well, they've gone back to the roots of actual music and what music was all about.
Plus, you will never see that ever again. Like someone at the caliber of Bruno Mars as a soloist and someone as the caliber of Anderson .Paak come together, create something new. It's mental. So
It's record breaking. They're really a unicorn in the industry right now. I agree.
Really happy they won.
Best pop vocal
album, Sour. It was either that, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande's Positions. I thought that album was really good, man. Especially,
I agree. Live.
Especially that live Vivo thing they did with my boy Aaron Spears and all the other live musicians. Global music album.
Yes.
This is the sort of the category.
Kidjo.
This is a category that I'm really interested in. Also, given the podcast and given the type of guests we bring on the podcast and what we like to review, worldwide music. Mm-hmm. Mother Nature by Angelique Kidjo. Mm-hmm. I would have been actually really happy if Wlsk would have won, because I think Made in Lagos created that kind of effect that like Kiss Me More did.
Yes.
It had a viral song. It represented a part of the world, like it represented Nigeria in a way that like a lot of people were happy. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have been pissed. I would have been happy with that.
overall is a really good body of work. I think it's a good representative of the genre
Catchy as
itself.
shit.
It is fantastic.
Could make the argument that it may not be the most musically intricate piece as an album, but I really enjoyed it. I do also want to encourage anyone that if you haven't heard much of Afrobeats, do feel free to go to the Feature Friday Afrobeats special.
Yeah, overall I think the Grammys was a very harmonious.
Well, coming from the Oscars, bloody hell.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth!
That's the part that I enjoy the most about
Yes.
live award shows when it came to performances. That was something that when I was growing up as a kid, I used to look forward to the most rather than who the winner would be, because I didn't really understand the criteria when I was younger.
No one did. It was more about the music, like
so
watching the show for the music.
Exactly, and the collaborations and the special show guestings that would happen in this really cool award shows. So
Well, there you have it.
Yep.
Grammys 2022.